Hello, everyone. Patriot5 here. I had to restart it again. I wrote over in the comment section, as Ron did, that we had to restart it. For some reason, we've had trouble all week getting this thing going. So it seems like I come on a little early to let you guys come on and start chatting. And that's when we have the problems. I don't know. We won't know now until next Monday how things are going to go. Bill Woods, good to see you. Janet, good to see you. Hopefully everybody else will come back on. But I do want to say hi to all the kids, each and every one of you. We love you. We miss you. And we're here for you. We have a great group of kids. And we hope that after all of this is said and done, that you kids reach out to your friends. And we can maybe once a week do a show for kids only. For kids only. And that's something I've been, rolling around in my mind. We don't have to have the parents. It can just be for kids, if we can get it agreed upon by grandparents, moms and dads, and legal guardians, where you can maybe ask some questions and I can do the best I can to answer them, or Ron can do the best. I mean, if adults wants to come on, they can. But I would like it just be you kids get to know each other over in the chat, and you kids be the one that's talking, and I think it would be something great. But that's something down the line. The music that we're going to play here in just a minute is for entertainment purposes only. We have absolutely no right to this music. It's just for something that we like to play. It entertains us, and also this video is not made for kids, but can be watched under the permission of the mom and dad, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, legal guardians, whoever, grandparents. So with that, I'm going to say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then I'm going to play the music, and then we're going to get into the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All the things were gone. I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again. Just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt as love is there. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt of this land. God bless the USA. And I gladly stand up still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God like us, please hear you.
Yes, I am proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. When I play this music, does any of you find yourself singing along with it? Do you ever find yourself, when you're not thinking about something, just kind of sitting there by yourself? Do you ever find yourself that music playing in your head? It's, to me, it's one of those songs that sometimes when it gets in your head, you can't get it out. You know, it's a classic. And the man who sings it is amazing. I almost got to go see him. I almost got to go to a concert of his once, but I had the tickets. Well, a ticket because I couldn't get my daughter or my son and anybody to go with me, and I had the ticket, but I got really sick and was unable to attend. But it's just the kind of song that we need. And I talked to the girl that I write in the Ukraine a lot. Good to see you here, Margaret. I talked to her a lot, and when I talked to her about this song. And she said to me, she says, well, if I come and be with you eventually, I'll be proud to be an American. But she says, right now, I'm proud to be a Ukrainian. So I said, if you go to Google and you bring that up, or if you go to YouTube and you bring the song up and you listen to it, when he sings, I'm proud to be an American, all you have to do is sing along with him and just sing, I'm proud to be a Ukrainian. And the one thing I've learned from her, and a little bit from her mom and her best friend, some other friends of hers over the last 5 years, they are a country of very, very proud people. Now, the men over there, I believe, are big nothing but rear ends. And if this was not a kid's show also, I would not said rear end. I would have said something else. But the men, they treat these women, and the underpaid that these women are over there. This girl, she has been doing her job since she was 22 years old. She's did it for many years. And let's put it this way. The years that she's put in, if she was doing the exact same job here in the school district and had that many years in, she'd be making a minimum, and complaining that she was underpaid, making a minimum of $55,000 to $60,000 a year, because she has a lot of years. She makes $400 a month. Now, the one good thing is even though they don't have school for 6 weeks a year, she still gets paid her whopping $400. Her best friend is the same type of teacher as my daughter. My daughter has been teaching for, I think, 7 years. This girl's been teaching double that and more. She makes $400 a month. It's like this idiotic president that they have over there. He cares nothing about the women other than the fact that they're supposed to make babies and take care of the babies, while the men go out and drink their vodka, get drunk, and have affairs with other women. It's a shame. And, you see, if you just go on Bookface, you'll always see 3 and 4 times a day, you'll see you can go and join this Ukrainian dating site. Now, that is not how me and her met. To be honest with you, I don't know how we met. One day I got an email from her. She said she found my name on a Ukrainian website. I don't know how it got there because I've never belonged to a Ukrainian website, but I guess we were destined to meet. But what I'm saying is, what we have going, guys, and we've went through a lot. But let's be realistically, we've went through a lot. But until we become patriots, when we started digging into things, right, Papa G, right, Ian, Bill Woods, until we started digging into things, we didn't know that they took our birth certificate at birth. We didn't know that they was gambling us like we were just a piece of meat. We didn't know none of this stuff. We didn't know that we actually owned our house and the money that we were getting from us was our own money. But then they're lending it us and charging us an outrageous interest so they can get more. We didn't know that they was paying people 360 years old Social Security, 100 years older than our country. And they're getting Social Security. One person. There's people getting it. I'm not even going to go into the numbers. If you haven't seen the hat, read the list. You need to look it up and find it and read it, listen to it. Truthfully, to be honest with you, it is 100% sickening. But then I want to talk a little bit about the hat. In the United States, by a lot of people, maybe the most hated man in the world, but yet when they go to the polls, he won by a landslide. He carried all of the people. He almost won Illinois, and that's when Illinois having a landslide. The only reason he won Illinois was because of Chicago. If he would have come to Chicago a couple of times and addressed a lot of the people instead of just coming once and addressing the black business owners, if he would have came there like he went to Iowa, like he went to other places, maybe he don't understand that when he's coming to the East Coast, he has to come over Illinois to get to Iowa. But see, some of the times when he was coming to Iowa, he did some of the trip in a car because remember his speaks when he was talking about the cornfields in Iowa. Well, buddy, you ain't seen corn. Like the song said, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen cornfields until you went through the state of Illinois. People says to me, Ralph, why do you live there? If we could get rid of the governor and the mayor of Chicago, we live in the greatest state in the, who's better? Margaret lives in Arizona. Why I'm complaining it's cold, Margaret's complaining it's hot. Marianne lives out on the East Coast, and she just came home to this cold weather. She's been on a cruise for like 14 or 15 days, 80, 85 degrees every day. Lots of food, lots of drinks, lots of people. She, as Ron said, she picked a great time to go, but she made it back for this very, very amazing time that we're about to come through. It's funny. The last couple shows that Marianne was being my play-by-play announcer, the last couple shows, me and her would joke about, it's like, it's really not Bruce in the big call no more. It's Sue in the bundles and Bob in the boobs. And I don't mean that sexually boobs. I mean, the way he is, he's literally promoting product after product. And in the last 2 months, he's either missed or been sick in 3 or 4 different shows. It's hard for me to get excited about a product that's going to help me stay healthy when the man who's promoting it is getting sick every other day. And Bob seems like a really nice guy. Not the greatest speaker in the world. He could kind of put you to sleep. But no, he's a nice guy. But I'm telling you, Tuesday night's Bruce's big call and last night's Bruce's big call. And I'm going to go through a little bit of Bruce's big call. Then I'm going to read what they had to say. And then I'm sure that Judy has something to say about Bruce. But Bruce came on last night. And there's one thing you can tell within the first 20 seconds when Bruce starts to speak about the intel only. You can tell if he's got something or if it's a Nuttenberger. And you could tell last night he had something, and he came out of the trap. I mean, he was firing bullets. And he talked about things. He talked about things about money, and he talked about things. And I'm not going to go into how he talked about it, but one of the things he talked about, you pretty much right now in the United States of America, you pretty much got to either be homeless and on the streets, just trying to get through each and every day with no way of finding out what's going on in the world, or you just got to be oblivious to what's going on in the world. Because if you don't know what Elon Musk is doing right now, wow, where have you been? And then I get on Facebook the other night, and a really, really good friend of mine, I think I talked about this when I did the show Wednesday afternoon. This really, really good friend, he puts a list of stuff up there. Has Elon Musk done this? He's got so much wealth. What is he doing for the homeless? What is he doing? What is he doing for the college education people? It's like he's supposed to take care of every homeless, which he does help people. He's supposed to take care. I'm sorry. And I'm going to say it, and this is my opinion and my opinion only. And I'm giving this as a warning because this is coming from me. It's my belief. My belief is college is the biggest ripoff there is out there. Once you get by the people who's been running our country for the last X amount of years, except for the 4 years that the hat run it. I mean, let's take, for instance, Myrna, Margaret, Bill Woods. You guys are dominating the section. Larry Smith. I don't know if any of you has ever went to college. Doesn't matter to me. I did not. But if you did, Myrna, I know what you do for a living. Did you go to college to learn how to do that? Did you go to college to learn how to do a business, Myrna? Because see, here's my question. How do you go to college and you want to do a business? Why do you need to take an English class that you've taken English classes since how long in lower school, junior high, and high school? Has that English teacher ever taught a business? But then you get into the actual business class. And you got this professor, and he's racking down $250,000 to $500,000 or more a year teaching because it costs so much for a kid to go there. You go and you have a class of 40, and I mean you're setting what $2 million in that class just to go there. And this man's going to sit there and he's going to teach you how to run a business. He's going to teach you how to run a business. How's he know? If he's never run a business, how do you know how to run a business? I'm going to be honest with you. I've never spent a day in college, and I swear I could go to college tomorrow and be a professor and teach the kids how to run a business a heck of a lot better than what a professor does because he doesn't have a clue. He's there for the money. That's what he's there for. Computers, it's a little different. When people teach computers, they usually have a really good knowledge of it. My son, that's how he makes his money. He writes some kind of stuff for insurance companies online. It's got code and all that. I don't understand it. I don't get none of his money, so I don't care. I just know he's very successful. But I can see that. But see, why would you have to go to a college? Why couldn't you just go to some special classes to learn that? Why? Because then they couldn't charge $50,000 a year. They couldn't do this and they couldn't do that. And I'm not here to cut colleges down. I'm here to cut down how we're doing education, how in the regular schools. Well, you're going to be a board member and you're going to be a board member and you're going to be a board member. And they don't have a clue what they're supposed to do. We need a guy like Elon Musk. We need a guy like the Hat to come in and take this by the neck. Did you ever watch We never did it, but we used to raise chickens. And when my dad was ready to butcher chickens for the family, because we would sell them to family members or give them away to family members, or we would have them for our own personal use to eat. And he'd take them and he'd take a little piece of wire and put on his leg and hang him up and the thing, and he'd come by with a big knife. Heads would pop off, and he'd flip them down on the ground, and the chickens would run on the ground all over the backyard just trying to find their head. And it was not a pleasant sight, but as a kid, you always laugh. Now I look at it and think, oh my God, that was terrible. And that's, to me, what some of these teachers are. They are literally, they're running around with their heads chopped off. Now, I'm not going to say this because I love her. She means probably as much as any person in this world to me, but I'm going to say to my daughter, she is a teacher. She's a kindergarten teacher. And I can't figure out why she has to stay over. She gets off school. The kids get off school. They're to the bus stop, and I pick them up at like 10 after 3. And they have a 10-minute, they got to load up, which is 10 minutes, and get there, which is 10 minutes. So they're getting out of school at like 2:50. And some nights my daughter don't get home from school because she's got lesson plans. What is a lesson plan for a kindergarten? And I made the mistake to say that to the girl that I write in the Ukraine. What kind of lesson plan can you have for a kindergarten kid? Bad thing to say, because her best friend is a kindergarten teacher, and her best friend happened to write me in the next letter a couple of lines, a couple of paragraphs. And let's put it this way. I could not read on here because this is a kid's show what she had to say. Then she apologized, but she says, you just don't know. I'm saying there is great teachers out there, but there's also teachers out there that the only reason they're teachers is for the money and the fact that they don't want to go out and get a real job. Now, what did Bruce have to say that was so exciting? Well, that ELON has went into that one business that has 3 letters that, from what I understand, is no longer in existing, which is funny. It's funny, see, because this business is no longer in existence. But boy, if you turn on the radio, an AM channel on the radio, like I listen to The Score, or I listen to 8, which is 670 AM, or I listen to AM 1000, which is ESPN. Yeah, they're sports channels. And they're commercials. They've always got this one company that the IRS is going to come after you. They're going to seize your income. They're going to take away your home. They're going to do this. They're going to sell your property to get your back taxes. And I'm thinking, they don't even exist anymore, to my knowledge. And I mean, I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying what I've heard, they don't. They're corrupt, which Elon has opened up and showed us. But these guys are taking money from people that owe the IRS a lot, and then they come back with some phony settlement. Like, if you just pay this amount here, it's not much. But see, they're getting their upfront fee, and then they get a percentage. So say they owe $20,000, but they can only come up with $3,000. Well, we can get that settled for you for $3,000. The people pay them the $3,000, and I'm assuming they keep it, because who are they giving it to? There's nobody there. But anyway, we all know about what's going on with these 3-letter agencies. We all know that trillions, a couple of trillion and a little more, was found by Elon. Now, what Bruce is saying, that before the end of this month, possibly, hopefully this weekend, to keep an eye on your bank accounts, because of your 32 to 64, you're going to get roughly somewhere in the neighborhood of $5,000 a month for 12 months from this money. When you turn 32, you'll get your turn. They say 32 because they want to pay people out of this money, this stolen money, this taxpayers' money. They want to make sure people have had a job. So if they get out of college at 22, or if they go straight from high school at 18, they've either got 14 or possibly 10 years of work. So they're going to get it. Now, for senior citizens, they're saying we're going to get over 65 and older, we're going to get $7,500 a month. This has nothing to do with R&R. This has nothing to do with the the foreign currency. It has nothing to do with any of that. This is just a bonus because of what they just found. Now, we were going to get that when he found 2.9 trillion. But has he found any more? Could it go higher? And this is something, what I'm about to tell you now, guys, is something that was really near and dear to my heart. Because what I'm about to tell you now, what he said, is he says, why do they want us paid over the next couple of days? Why do they want us paid before Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday of next week? He said it's simple, because with his contacts talking, the way his contacts are talking, and he has this verified by a couple sources, the Redemption Center people was supposed to have a call last night. If the call went the way at 8:30 last night Eastern time, if the call went the way they thought it was going to call, they was going to be on call to be into their centers this morning. What does that mean? Getting ready. Hopefully we're going to get our numbers today, if not tomorrow or Sunday, because they want this done. But see, with this money that I just told you about, 32 to 64, 65 and older, what we can get, that comes at a great time. See, because let's take me, for instance. If I get $7,500 and Ron gets $7,500, and we decide we want to go out and buy something, people are going to say, wow, they're on Social Security. Where did they get this? Now, remember, guys, let's back up the truck here, because I got a little bit ahead of myself. For senior citizens 65 and over, and for the people 64 down to 32, here's the deal. For senior citizens 65 and older, which truthfully, I thought it should have been 62, because you start collecting your Social Security at 62. But whatever it is, that does not take away what you get monthly. So you can, as a senior citizen, get $7,500, then get what you get monthly. And then if they can just figure out to make these beds come out where we don't have to pay, I'm paying $191 a month for my Part B insurance. I actually got $11 after the raise when Sleepy give us that 2% raise. My actual take-home pay was $11. $11 a month. What's that, $132 a year? And that idiotic president thought that was good. He thought he really did something there. Now, let's take note. January 20th. Today is what, the 20th of, is it the 20th or 21st? Whatever. So it's been a month since they've exchanged jobs. That man probably doesn't even remember that he was president for 4 years. I know I don't. Never accepted him when he was, so why would I do it now? See, so Papa G, you're in the same boat as me. It's ridiculous. But what I'm saying here is what Bruce is saying about this money is people can have money. You know, my daughter-in-law don't turn 32 until June 23rd, but my son will get it, you know, and it will give them some extra money because, you know, they only make $140,000 or $150,000 a year. Live with me. They've been hurting pretty bad here recently. Just joking. No, but see what I'm saying is I have said this for about the last year. If we're so worried about safety. When we go to the redemption centers or a tier 1 bank, why don't we give everybody some money before we go? If we give everybody some money before we go, and this is what Bruce says, he thinks that since they found this, he thinks that that's what they're doing to take the pressure off of all of this. And it's a great plan if that's what they're doing. But it's something I've been saying now for a long time. So I pretty much just covered the whole Bruce. So I'm just going to go in and look at it real quick and see what else I need to talk about him. But, then we're going to talk about Judy and then talk a few other things, say a prayer, and get out of here. I know Myrna. I don't know Myrna. Pretty sure I saw her on here. Hey, Jamie and Susie Q. Slow day today, Savior. I seen you sent a couple things, but Tony, good to see you here. Okay.
She sent me the same thing that Bruce said. Talked about last night.
What does Bruce and his numerous intel sources have for us tonight? Intel only. Starting with one of the last things today, our redemption centers were to have received at 8:30 tonight call that they should be going in the morning or Saturday morning. Keep that in your near memory. The other things are everything is moving well for bondholders, and Bruce thinks the emails were being gotten ready to send out. PMs have been hydrated, and now they should get access to their funds in their accounts. And also, we know in Reno they are getting 3 flights in and 3 flights out every hour from Sparks Reno Airport. And also in one of the larger buildings, there is a hangar where steel shells, and they are full of USTN shrink wrapped money, our new income. And today we heard that the money is moving right under our noses. And Bruce thinks that a way to say this is moving from the Treasury location and being transported to where it is needed to go to redemption centers. He's not sure the money is going to banks, but they're going to redemption centers to make sure they have enough. They have said that they did not want us taking more than $500 cash, and now they've upped that to you can take out in your pocket up to $3,000 in cash at one time of our appointment if we want. So that is interesting. The other things we are looking at is the timing for us. Sources said we will be notified Saturday and start our exchanges on Monday of next week. Other sources are saying it's close and might be over the weekend, but no one committing to a day. But if the RC email they are meant to receive that it said come out Saturday and we get the notifications, doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter when we get them, if it's tonight, tomorrow, or Sunday. The main thing is, guys, I was talking to someone today and they said the only thing they ask is when they say something one time, it happens. I mean, I have to admit, I've listened to Bruce 3 times now. I've done that because Bruce was very excitable. And, there's shows that I've done. There's shows that I've done. And when I got done doing the shows, I've had people email me at the email address that Janet just provided. And I've had people email me and they said, Ralph, you were so full of energy. You were smiling. You was happy. Your voice was almost like a soft shouting. And I've never heard that term before, a soft shouting. They said, we've all went through a lot. You've been beat up a lot. We've been beat up a lot. But on that particular show, you was there. And that's how I felt last night about Bruce. Bruce has went through some rough times. And in doing so, it doesn't look good on him. See, because no matter what Bruce does and how great he performs, he still has one thing hanging over his head. But in the way, pardon me?
Sue's bundles.
And well, Ron says Sue's bundles. And yeah, he said it jokingly, and that's exactly what I was getting at. It's where other groups, us, and I'm going to use us, we may be small, but our bundle we just give away. Here, this is what you need. When it comes to currency, I will tell you what I've done. I will tell you where I got it. I will even give you my link. I don't care that if you spend $100 that, yes, I would get $20. That doesn't matter nothing to me. If you think it does, only spend $95. You know, if you want the $20 that I get for you, I don't care. When I offer you, when I talk to you about the XRP,
Financial advisor.
when I talk to you about the XRP, I am not a financial advisor. I'm a person that has done a lot of research and had a lot of people help me do a lot of research. And I believe this is going to go to the moon. And on a man who at one time had a chance to buy Bitcoin for a half a penny a piece and didn't do it. You don't want to miss the boat twice. Now, is it money that I'm going to need? Is it money Ron's going to need? Probably not. But it's money we can always use because somewhere in the world, there's going to be someone who needs this. There's a lot of people coming out right now, guys. There's a lot of people coming out right now, and they're very negative. 1 minute they're, what's that song? I'm on the top of the world looking down at creation. One minute they're doing that, and the next minute it's like something didn't go their way, and now they want to make everybody miserable. The one thing you'll find out about me and you'll find out about Ron and this group, we never try to make anybody miserable. The other day, one of our people called me and asked me, have you heard from so-and-so? And I said, no. But I could tell that this wasn't a call to ask if I had heard from that person. It was a call because she was honestly concerned about that person. So me and her put our head together and we decided to do a call where if the guy's available, he'll usually answer and come on. And he did. And we found out he was okay. We found out what was going on. And it just took pressure off of us. That's what we do as a family. We don't look, there's a guy out there, there's a people out there that these golden dragon bonds. This man is supposed to be under an NDA. He's not supposed to be doing this and he's not supposed to be doing that. And I watched a video with him the other day. And right at the end, he makes a statement. This might be your last chance to get dragon bonds. And we still have enough. So just contact. I have no clue how to contact him. And thank goodness. Thank you. I'm glad I didn't have a chance because some people told me what he charges for them, and they're pretty outrageous. So I just went and bought my own. The order got messed up. I told the guy, he sent me another order out. My one order went from Chicago, which was, I could have drove there in an hour and got them. But no, they send them to Africa. So he sends me another order. In the meantime, I placed another order for 10 of them from China. And within a 24 to 27 hour period, I received all 3 packages. So I ended up with 30 at way less than what he charges for one. So if these golden dragon bonds are what they say, glory, glory, hallelujah, guys, we're all setting really good. Now, let's move on. Diane sent me a list. I can't read it because I can't get it big enough on my phone, but it's a list of that guy that he's a Steen with an EP. And it's a list of people who really like to go to, I don't know if you would call it his home, his resort, his island. I would call it a bunch of crap, but what I would really like to call it, I cannot say here. But there's a list, and it's on Facebook under Diane. I have it here. I sent it over to Ron. I have it here, and I'm telling you, I think there's more than's on this list. I really do. But for those of you that haven't seen any type of a list yet, it's not going to be good. You will see, and you have seen. Oh, tragic news today. Someone just passed away. So tragic, so tragic. When I see that on Facebook, I don't even look at it. I know what it is, and you guys should know what it is. I got in an argument the other day because someone posted something about Run, Forrest, Run, and how great of a guy he was. Well, when I got done telling my opinion about him, I thought, oh, I'm going to get reamed anew what I said on whole. I didn't. People were coming to me and saying, Ralph, we've heard that. We just didn't have proof. You know this? And I said, well, I've been studying it now I can even tell you what happened to him, how it happened, and what his final remarks were. And someone put up what his final remarks was. I said, exactly. That's what I've been told. And this, when people, but Ralph, he's made a movie since then, yeah? And they said Sleepy was the president too. Guys, do you see? They can make us believe anything. You know, supposedly we walked on that white thing in the sky. And now we hear they're the biggest corrupt organization. You know, did you see that the Pope has pneumonia? Did you guys see Bill and Jeffrey and Cindy? Good to see you here tonight, Cindy. Janet, Margaret, did you see the Pope had pneumonia? When I seen it, you know what my comment was? My goodness gracious, I didn't think as hot as where he was at, you could get pneumonia. People come back and say, that's a good one, Ralph. So let's see what Judy has to say. Anyway, I did finally get to babysit the little monkey today. It's the first time I babysat her in a week. She got sick the Sunday after, well, this be the week ago this Sunday. She wasn't able to go play her basketball game, so I went over and saw her after Liam's basketball game, and Mom was off Monday, took off Tuesday because she didn't feel good. Dad took off Wednesday. Mom took off Thursday because they didn't want to run anybody else into it. In the meantime, Liam had gotten sick. I think Ella wanted to get sick so she could take a day off. But I finally got to babysit her today, and I tell you, I don't know where this girl comes up with things, but you know, it wasn't the great. It was a great time being with her, spending time with her. But they got a new little puppy, and he's quite the character. Now they have the two dogs now, and mine. I still favor Shadow, the older dog. I have Shadow pretty spoiled in that, so. See what Judy's got to read real quick, and we're going to get out of here, guys. I'm getting a little bit, I won't say hungry. I just trying to look and see who all's here. You guys seem to be having a nice conversation. Restored Republic via a GCR as of February 21st, 2025. Let's see. Trust the plan. Global financial crash guaranteed if DOJ audits finds that gold not sitting in Fort Knox to back the Fed's U.S. dollar. U.S. dollar collapse equals deep state collapse equals global currency reset. Something I read yesterday that I wanted to ask you. The one organization, oh God, I'm not going to be able to talk about it because I can't think of the name of the organization. It's where all them countries are coming together. What's the name of that? You guys know what I'm talking about? It's that organization where everybody's joining it.
Right.
Huh?
What?
BRICS, the BRICS nations. Well, I heard a very important man the other day. What happened? Have you noticed we haven't heard nothing from the BRICS nation? Yes. Thanks, Janet. Ron got it too. We haven't heard nothing a lot about them because remember, it wasn't too long ago, just before January 20th. It wasn't too much, before that BRICS nations was coming out and saying they was going to develop a brand new currency that would overtake the USA's. And then we got a new president. And in essence, he came out and said, like double HE, double L toothpicks, are you going to do something like that? And I didn't realize it because I don't pay that much attention to BRICS. I hadn't realized it, but we haven't heard much from him since he kind of laid down the law. If you suspect that a child is being, you know what, call immediately 866-347-2423. And I'm serious, guys, write that number down. If you have any, you know what, it does not hurt for them to come and check and you to be wrong. It does hurt if you think it, keep your mouth shut, and you was right. A lot of this is about the collapse of the US dollar, Black Swan Global, financial class. It's stuff that we've covered so many times. It's really not a whole lot in Judy. I've covered a lot of it already. And with Bruce, there's really not a whole lot to cover. But, before we go in finishing, David, Susie Q, Tony, Ian, Janet, has any of you got frustrated at any point during this journey? Have you got frustrated about things that's happened? Have you got frustrated about all the lies that's been told? I know I have. I try to keep my frustrations to my conversations when I talk to God, but I don't want to go and complain to him every day either. So, we all get frustrated. I get frustrated when I listen to people. I don't care when they tell me something that don't come true because that's just part of the game. But I get frustrated when people do not want to look at the bright light. And what I mean by that, Jamie, David, generally, Jan, think about your parents. What we know now is happening. What we know is gone on our whole life. They never knew anything about. Think about your grandparents. They didn't know anything. They have been lying and cheating and stealing from us for years, and we knew nothing about it. Now we know something about it. And I talk to people, and I tell them. I was talking to some people today. One of them, a guy I care a lot for. I had a funeral today, and anything you could talk about to keep your mind off of the death of someone that you love, you do. And I looked at this individual and I told him about this possibility of senior citizens over 65 and older, getting 7,500, people under getting more. Now, this particular person is over 65. His wife is over 65. And he goes, I'll believe it when I see it. I said, really? Now, let me ask you a question. When your wife cooks supper and you say, what are we having for supper? And she tells you, what do you think? He goes, what do you mean? I said, what do you think? He said, well, if it's something I really like, I think I'm a lucky man. I'm going to have a great supper. But why don't you believe it when you see it? Why is it when people are out there working their royal rumps off, they're doing everything and not charging a dime? compared to the people who have been stealing and stealing and stealing. He goes, because that'll never change. We can't change it. We don't have the power to change it. Wait a minute. We have billions of people. They have a few. You don't think we have the ability to change? But we don't have the ability to change if you're going to say, I'll believe it when I see it. And I've said that all along. We got to show them. If we think we're going to go in and do this, if we think we're going to go in and do that, we're not. And I was a very good boy today. I wasn't laughing. I wasn't joking. I was serious at the funeral. And I got ready to go, and I walked by someone that means a lot to me, someone who gave me this hat for my birthday and made sure I had it in time to wear it on the right day. And I looked at her because I hadn't seen her since she had dropped the hat off at Ron's room when he was in the hospital. So I hadn't got a chance to thank her, and I thanked her. And I said, what do you think of my hat? And she looked at me and says, Uncle Ralph, don't talk to me about this hat. I said, why? She said, don't talk to me about that guy. I said, what guy? I'm talking to you about my hat. And she goes, I'm just not in the mood to talk about him. I said, you're an intelligent woman. One of the most intelligent women I know. When have I said anything? We got 111 people on here right now. When at any point have I said anything about a guy? Well, what he did at the Super Bowl was not right. And they're going, and then another one gets involved. And I took the hat off and I go, make America great again. All these little things here, beautiful red hat. There's nothing on there says anything about a guy. Make America great again. If you're living in this country and you don't want to make America great again, then what you need to do is you need to get with Whoopi Goldberg and that Joe Behar and them idiot, I'm not going to call names, them women who think they know it all on that one show that I don't watch. I've just seen highlights of how they make themselves look even. I'm gonna be very careful because, they just got sued for $1 billion, and I'm not going to say something because I don't have $1 billion. But their TV station didn't even take it to court. They said, but they knew that she had them. They just settled. Why would you keep a show like that going? Why don't the person that we love so much step up and put an end to this? We've played enough, guys. We've had enough little funds. We've had enough of them being able to do what they want to do. Why can't we have a Super Bowl next year that we get people out there that will sing the national anthem? We get people out there that will represent the United States of America. Why can't we do that? Why can't we get rid of Black History Month and make it American History Month? I'm sorry. I don't get much upset about colors of skin, but to give a certain group of people a whole month. And then yesterday I watched our president speak about all these great that he's going to make statues for, but he's going to make statues for others too. But the thing that upsets me the most about all of this is there's no month. We have Veterans Day. Why can't we have Veterans Month? Everything we done to get this man elected, to everything we did, why can't we have a Patriot Day or a Patriot Month? We can't just get one piece. All over the United States, there is a large group of Asians. Why don't we have an Asian month? Why is it just one particular group? And I am not cutting this group down. I just don't like one group gets everything and everybody else gets crapped on. And if I offend, if there's some Black people on here and I offend you, I apologize. I'm not saying it to offend you. The main thing, it does not matter the color of our skin. What matters, we are Americans. And as the song said, let's be proud to be an American. Good night. Have a great weekend. And hopefully we're going to get great news.